Hello, so happy you could join me on this beautiful day. I hope it's a beautiful day wherever you're at. What I got going on here is a pre-stretched canvas 16 by 20, and what happened was went ahead and painted this first to let you see what it looks like now. And I'm going to try to go over it the best I can to take you through it and let you see exactly what I did. So, any information on all the colors that come across the screen right about here, you'll need to follow along with me. What I did was I started out and I have this portion of the canvas covered in a thin coat of liquid white. Down here I did something different. I taped it off, and all the bottom portion I covered it with a coat of a blue gesso. Then I covered that with a thin coat of liquid clear, which the wet on wet, that's what you need to do in order to prepare your canvas so everything sticks properly. Then what I did was I started out with the sky. I started out with a 2-inch brush, and I used some Prussian blue, phthalo blue, and alizarin crimson. And then what I did was I crisscrossed strokes in the corners, back and forth through the whole sky. Then I took my blender brush like that, and I went in circular motions. I went in and did the whole sky to give all the effects of the way the sky would look all the way down. Left it dark in the top. Then I took my fan brush and I covered it with purple color again. I went in and did circular motions to do the sky. Wherever I thought a cloud would be, that's exactly where it should be, all the way over. Then what I did was I loaded it up with liquid white, titanium white on the brush, the fan brush. I went ahead and scrubbed it in a little bit harder to get the white of the sky, the clouds. Then I went back to the blender brush, just the corner. I tapped the sky, just like that. Get all the different effects in there. Then I took my palette knife, loaded it up with the purple color, just a thin slice of it over the top, on the top edge there. I'm wiping it off because I just finished this painting, but it didn't take when I recorded it. Thin coat right across the top. I went ahead and edged this in the way I thought it would look. Then I take a 2-inch brush and I pull down on it to get that misty look at the bottom. Went back into the palette knife, loaded a thin slice of liquid white, titanium white, and just touched the canvas. Let it break off with the white. Just like that. Loaded it up with the same color with some blue and did the highlighted areas. Come back in with the blender brush, and I tapped the bottom of the mountain to get it that misty look all the way through. After I did that, I went back to the palette knife again, loaded a darker purple for the Glacier. I cut it all in, very tops, pulled it all down, took the blender brush, or the 2-inch brush, then I pulled it all down like I did the back mountain, more straighter, like a glacier would look. And I went ahead and added some more dark color to the shading. I can do that now because it's still wet. All the way down, just like that. Here and there. Wipe that off. Went into some white color. And I can do that too because it's still wet. Little roll of paint. Just tap it where you think it might be, all the way down. Just like that. Here and there. A little bit more paint. Maybe we can highlight this area right here. A little bit better. Just let it break. Let it do its thing. A little bit more. Maybe over here it's a little bit lighter. Where it's hitting. The light is coming off of there. Just like that. Now what you do is you take your blender brush and you tap down. Get it all misty. Just tapping. All the way down to the edge, to the water's edge. All the way across. Clean that off. Come back in with your fan brush. You load it up with titanium white on each side. Just like that. You come in and start tapping. Just like that. Go all the way across. Straight across. Maybe it's a little lighter in through this area here. Because in the water you'll see that. There are different reflections. And usually right where the horizon is, or right where you, it looks kind of rough. Gives you that rough look. All the way. Just tapping. Hope you can hear that. Just like that. All the way down. Maybe here we got something happening. Distant wave coming in. Maybe down here it gets more foamy. Just like that. Okay, after I did that, I came in with some darker color. Prussian blue, sap green, phthalo green, and some Van Dyke brown. Loaded it up on a 2-inch brush. And I tapped all the landscape area. Use that same color, and I went into some lighter colors like a green and yellow, just like this. Loaded it up and come in and tapped. Just to where I thought it should be. Just like that. Here and there. And you can keep tapping and blending it all in. Make it look like felt. Right down. Just like that. After I did that, highlighted it all in, I went into the fan brush and did some evergreen trees. Loaded that up on both sides. Just like that. Tap down and just started tapping across, touching back and forth all the way down. All the way down. Load up some more. Come over here. Tap. Starting at the top and just touching it all the way down, back and forth. After I did that, I went in and got some brown, Van Dyke brown. I scraped in some brown and I just highlighted it with some titanium white, just barely tapping it to get that look of snow that's left over. Because this Alaskan scene, I wanted to look like it was a little bit of springtime, but yet there was one last snow that hit, and that's what's left over. Went ahead and after that, I highlighted, and then I went in and I got this brush here, and I loaded it up with the yellow colors, and I came in and made the flowers. Emotions. Let's see what we can do here. Just like that. On each side, pulling the angles, loading the one side up more than the other side. Then when you go to tap it, more comes off of that, more comes off of the edge, and it gives you the flower look, the flower edge to it. Then after that, that was just about it. After you highlighted it, get it all looking the way you wanted it to, go ahead and sign it in the corner. This is my last painting for 2012. It's kind of a quicker version of it, but basically it's everything that I went through to get to this point. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm going to scrape in some branches, little twigs, here and there, because that blue behind there that we put on, it's automatically going to come through and give you that look of some branches and twigs and stuff. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do though, what I see, I'm going to put another flower in here. Loading it up on the brush. Oh, where did I see that at? Right in here. Just like that. Load this side up. Hard and lift up. And you get to that edge. You get that peak to it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. It's different. And I hope you come back and see me. Have a nice day.